Okay, so now we got the guitar for about a week. I mean, I'm gonna start doing the process of adjusting it to the way that I want to have it. So I'm gonna show you the instruments, the equipment that I use for this. Also, we're gonna try to time it to see how much it takes. Any links to whatever I purchased, I would put a link on it so that you guys can access to it. So we're gonna require tape, just because I'm gonna try to sand the back of the neck. I like them when they're smooth instead of having that shiny finish, which makes your fingers get stuck whenever you're sliding across the fretboard. So that allows me to have better playability. Obviously, your fingerboard oils and cleaner prep oils. I know a lot of people have issues against using furniture polish, but I like it. And it works. There's you're gonna require to have 2 microfibers cloths, which they're gonna be for cleaning and all that stuff. If you are able to get one of these ones, it helps you a lot. It's a head that allows you to unwind the strings faster and easier. A Sharpie is going to help us to do the fret leveling. Any kind of pliers that you're able to use to cut the strings, if you want to cut them. A file that we're going to use to even the frets. This one I got on Amazon for like about 15 bucks. Some basically screw heads to be able to use along, to be able to use whatever hardware you need to remove. The sanding, in this case I'm going to be using 1500 for the neck. You're going to need Allen key, which is for the thrust rod, in case that we require to adjust it. I went on and purchased a new tone bridge because, as I was mentioning in the past video, this bridge has, for some reason, a major flaw. The E string, the upper and low E string, they are shaped, filed, I don't know why. If you can see on this one, I don't know if it's gonna focus, but as you can see, they're already done that way. They come, how can I say it, poured. The metal just goes into a mold and it just comes out like that. There's no necessity to be filing them. And it's not like that it came with thick strings or anything. They came with regular strings, so unless it is a very cheap kind of bridge that just by rubbing it filed. But the weird thing is that on the E string it's too deep. It just doesn't make any sense. So I went on. I hope nobody has to deal with this because it seems good, and anyways, it doesn't cost that much to swap it for another cheap one. It's a $200 guitar. I'm not really gonna invest so much. Also, new strings, I like to put 1365 since I like to do a lot of drop tuning on them. And just in any case we need any extra, there's some heads in order to use with this one if we need, which I don't think we do. So we're gonna start right now and we're gonna time it. I'm gonna take about a minute out of this because I already taped the back of the neck and I started sanding a little bit, but basically what you do, it's a $200 guitar. I'm not gonna really make a fuss about it. Just go ahead, make sure that the area that you tape is within the fretboard, the area that you're gonna be using your fingers. Like over here, you wanna have it at an angle. You don't need to make it straight. You can just make it on an angle so that way you have access to, you know, the way your fingers are gonna be. So Again, I have to repeat this multiple times, but $200 guitar, come on. This is amazing. I'm not gonna be worried about it. On the past video that I posted, I show how it sounded. I have to make a little observation that I compared the pickups against the LTD D50, and I mentioned that they sounded pretty much similar, but these ones weren't properly waxed, so they were noisy. Something I noticed is that the noise actually wasn't coming from the pickups. The noise that came from the guitar actually was due to a bad cable that I was using on that recording. And I noticed too later, a couple days after, when I tried to go ahead and play with the shaker, which, as I mentioned, is a $1,000 guitar, sounds amazing. I consider that to have the most amazing pickups that I ever used. They're the Pasadena. Forgot what they are. They're Pasadena, and they're pretty good. And they were noisy, and I was like, what the heck's going on? So I went on and used the V50, and I was like, well, 1 second, it sounds exactly the same. It's noisy. So I grabbed another cable, I plugged it, and to my surprise, the cable I used was noisy. That was explaining why the bass was noisy too. And if I recall, that bass actually, in a clean channel, it should have been good. Which, I'm disappointed because I just knew that I'm going to have to re-record the melody. Well, I mean, on top of that, I didn't practice it. Honestly, when I got the guitar, I just recorded whatever came to my mind first. And that's the reason also why the drums, the guitar doesn't sound perfect. Because I didn't really have the time to practice. And I wanted to get the video out. It was possible, because I know that if I don't do it, I just won't do it. So, now that I roughly did it, we're gonna grab our trusty cloth and just pass it through. And don't worry if you do a rough job. Believe me, after you play with the guitar, with your own fingers, you're gonna manage to make it shiny again. Not as soon as you think, but it will get shiny. Just a little bit of that. Go over there. And take 3. And back. That's smooth. I love it. Instead of your fingers going and doing that, they slide. They glide through the neck. Love that. Yeah, I already removed the plastics. Usually I don't do that, but I don't know. Some people like removing the plastics, some people don't. Now that we're done with the tape, we don't need it anymore. Out of the way. We're going to use this one. There you go. And we're gonna. Oh, by the way, I broke a string. I knew, but yeah. No, I forgot. It was pretty straight, so I'm not sure. Actually, what am I doing? I just told you. Just go up, break it, break it. There you go. Now, are you sure that you throw this away immediately? Because if not, you have the risk that you're gonna scratch your guitar. And if your guitar is new, you're not gonna be happy about it. I've done it. Right, there's that. As I was mentioned, I don't know if it's gonna show it, but you can see there. Why? On both. Like either is very bad, but then you will be able to see, if that was the case, that it was the string rubbing against it, you would see it also on this ones. Why is it only on the E and the other E? And this one is deep, and it's the thin string. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So we get a new one, and that one either I'll use it for replacements or something. Oh, cool! It comes with a little key to lock it in place if you want. Now this thing, they're wobbly, so now would I be able to get away with just replacing the screws instead of doing the whole thing? Because honestly, I don't want to remove it. I didn't contemplate the option of using a hammer. They're slightly tighter. Set it to a height that I think is gonna be the one I like. Then we drop this one in. And with the flat head, we make sure that they align. Oh, interesting. They're designed for this, but they protrude a little bit at the top. Interesting. I do love having low action, but with the setup strings that I'm going to be using, I don't know if it's going to be a problem. And the buzz that we will have is because of low action buzz. But you play distortion like I do, buzz is not really much of an issue. And I want to really tighten it all the way because we're going to adjust the height. This is just enough so that it's just not going to flip. Now, for the next step, a lot of people are not going to agree with this, but I'm going to use one string. So, I gotta use your strings. So I'm going to do this, which is first button. So I think this first is FFLV, which is 65, so I'm going to call this. And I'm doing this sort of to try to adjust the height. And how straight the neck is. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to see how straight is it by pressing the fret on the first and the last one. I'm not going to care too much about the nut because I'm using thick strings and I'm highly likely going to have to deal with some fret buzz, so this is just like a quick setup. Yeah. To tighten it and to make it straighter, you're going to have to go to the right. Otherwise, you're going to have to go loose and just do it like a quarter of a turn. That's perfect. Here's what we're going to do now. So, we're going back to this. Oh, come on. Manually it goes. Here's the fun part. We're going to use our block. And now that I'm done with this, I'm going to need this one. Put back the cover, plus the guitar straight. We don't have to worry about it anymore. So far we've been doing this for 17 minutes. So don't get desperate. Now we're gonna grab our marker. What we're gonna do, so we're gonna draw on our frets. Right. Everything doesn't work. What I was mentioning is with the pickup, whenever I try with a different cable, it sounded exactly like the LTD. There's no difference. Same amount of noise, playability. It's just amazing. When you compare this $250 guitar versus the 10-year-old $250 guitar that I put already through so much usage and abuse, it's just amazing. And this one looks amazing. And then when I was comparing it against the Schecter, it's just amazing. The top, the Schecter looks so similar, but just in pink or purple. They call it purple, but it looks pink. And yeah, the pickups are more squealy on the Schecter because probably the way that they want them, they make them a little bit more on the. They make it a little bit more on the trebly side or mids. It also could be the strings that it came with. But honestly, when you put it on a mix and you use different equalizer, it ends up sounding pretty much the same. Now, we're going to use, the cool thing about this one, it was cheap. It also comes with little fret protectors. So if I can open it, I can show you. There you go. Okay, if I can open it, I can show you. Okay, there you go. This one you put it over there, and you can keep filing to dress it, make it round. Same with this one's for like your higher frets. You really need that one. You really need that one. No, well, just a little bit. Make it, so everything's on. Everything's on. Because no fit. All your very organized and clean. Because you make such a car. Hey, I think you got that. Just gotta keep that. Just looks gorgeous. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm stuffy. Now that we have this, we're gonna start. I don't know how much is it because it barely looked that it required sanding. So I'm gonna start with 1,000. And so what we're gonna see is that the black marker is gonna start fading. You can hear that marker is not on the side. I'm here, it's not the side, it's not and so I still think I remember this too. There's one over here. I think I need to be 500. I think it's under. I just want to check. Now you gotta be careful not doing just a little section and all stuff because what may happen is that you end up making this one short and now you have to make a bridge between this and this. So preferably go one smooth way forward and back up until all the frets are covered. You want them all straight. Oh, wait, right. Hey, let's see if it's already in place. We're going to the top. And I use that very side because if I start directly, I'm going to push and it's on. You can get this thing. You can do it here. Just right now. You can do it here. There's no more time than yourself. You can do it here. It's more. Rather than this, there's more space. There's such 10 seconds. That's the thing. You can do it. And then you're trying to do it. I still see some of this one over here. So you can see it's something a little more. Yeah, we're over here. Two over here. That's it. Obviously, we're trying to have a slight circular motion. Just straight forward. You know, vertical thing straight. Definitely somewhat hard. You can do a file. That's the first one, but I don't see it necessarily. There's a little bit. You know, guys, they put cameras on the harder camera or machine guys, they did basically. perfect. I know you're gonna be able to see some more on the sides, but that's just extra paint. What I'm trying to do is to cover the very top. Make sure the top is completely covered. Like now we're gonna grab this one. And with the 1001 or the 1200, whichever one you feel that you will enjoy better. Still do it. Much. Let's see. This is. Let me say something like this. Let me do that. And. Little favors. What are you use that wall sponge. Do this. Let's see. Okay. Let's go. So I take the rest is good. Okay. Look at that. Just a sec. What is on the other side? This is the first. Go. Just make everything happen. Here's it. I won't do that. Now, since we already did this, let's just go ahead and put some thread cleaner. My height of I'm basing it off of this. You want it to be close to what is on the knot. I mean, it's pretty much a straight string, so you want to have it like that. Now that we got this, here comes the fun process, which unfortunately Mr. Tool broke, and we don't have Mr. Tool anymore. Now that we did that, we're pretty much almost done. All what is left is just doing the intonation adjustments because of the new bridge. And tune it, play it, enjoy it. So I'm gonna grab it right now. I am gonna pretend that I know what I'm doing. Oh, that's pretty. I know I keep saying that, but it's because it's amazing. $250 guitar, and I'm just baffled with how good is this. There you go. We're gonna go to the 12th fret. You're technically supposed to be doing this with a tuner, or if you're really good, you're gonna do it by ear. I'm not that great. Which means that we need a little bit more of room over here. How can I explain this? So, if your artificial natural harmonic is sharper than the note, which in this case is backwards, the artificial harmonic is well, the note on the 12th fret is sharper than the artificial one. Means that, okay, so I need to, thinking about how long the string is and where you're located out here, means that, oh, okay, I want to be a little bit higher over here. Like my note is not exactly here. My note should be somewhere over here. So you want to be able to pull it longer so that it comes back. It kind of doesn't make sense, but you'll see what I mean. Yes, took us about an hour to do this, but I mean, the guitar is not in tune. I'm not gonna have it on B. I'm actually gonna try to have it on A sharp, or maybe I'm gonna have it on drop A. But the strings, the tension is good. Actually, it is kind of tight on this ones. It is kind of somewhat loose on this ones. I wish maybe I should have got higher. I have a guitar for each tuning, but we'll see. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna record how it sounds now with this setup versus how it did before. And with that, this video is gonna be over. Right? I'm not gonna play the whole thing, just a bit before the solo and the solo, and that way you guys can compare. Alright, see you soon.